I got out of where I was hiding, immediately when I got out, they grabbed me. After grabbing me, I was screaming. I was saying, "They are Satanists. They want to kill me. They are Satanists. They want to kill me." Hello, my name is Mogau Hlako. I'm currently staying at Hebron. I have 2 brothers and I'm the last born. I almost got killed by Satanist for satanic ritual. What happened is that I started feeling something moving in my stomach, and I thought maybe it is sijesho. In my language, we call it sijesho. And then I thought of going to church to seek for help. When I thought of going to church to seek for help, I thought of this girl, which I met at Res. Me and this girl, we were friends. She used to constantly talk good about her church. And I told her that, I'm feeling something moving in my stomach. I'm not sure what happened, and I need to go to your church to seek for help. I then started going to her church. She was happy that I was going to her church because she once told me that she wants me to attend her church. The name of the church is Ebenezer. It is located at Sosha. I started going to church month end of September and the whole of October. And the church was far away from our Res. By the way, me and this girl, we met at Res. Me and this girl would catch a taxi to the church, and I would sleep at her house because I would have to attend Friday service, also Sunday service. So it was a routine like that. I attended month end of September and the whole of October. And then month end of October, I was still sick. I was still feeling something moving in my stomach. And I didn't get help, but I still had hope that I'm gonna get healing. But the pastor told me that I have a spiritual animal which follows me wherever I go and also sleeps with me. That is why I have whatever I have in my stomach. I believed them, and they said to me the only way to get rid of this spirit animal, I have to read Psalm and pray all the time, which I did. But I started being scared all the time. I was praying. I was afraid to sleep. I remember the last Sunday of October, I went to the church again, and then when I went to the church, they did a circle, and they put me inside the circle. They prayed for me, and then I went to let me call this girl that I met at Res, Lizzie. Then I went to Lizzie's house. Then I slept there, and Sunday I went to church. Oh, by the way, when I was at Lizzie's house, I was also scared to sleep, so I was praying. When I was praying, something was entering inside the shack. By the way, this girl lives in a shack. Something was entering in the shack and getting out, but to me, I thought it was that spiritual animal they told me about. And then then it was Sunday. Sunday we went to the church, and as usual, I came back. Then I went back to Res, but I was still sick at that time. I went back to Res, and then the beginning of November, I felt that thing moving again in my stomach. Then I went to the church. Friday on the 5th November. I went to the church. They prayed for me like that. They did a circle, and then Saturday, and then I went to the girl's house. Then I slept there, and then I slept there. Then Sunday we went to the church. When I was at the church, the pastor the pastor called people to pray for, and then I went at the front, and then when I was at the front, I felt my spirit getting out of my body, and actually I saw myself getting out of the church, And by that time, I felt so empty, but that thing happened for a second and it quickly returned to my body, like my spirit quickly returned to my body. And then I didn't tell Lizzie's family, I didn't tell the pastor. It was so weird. And then the church was done, and then I went to Lizzie's house, and then as usual, I slept there. And then at night around 11 p.m. I started feeling my soul getting out of my body, and Lizzie's family wasn't sleeping at that time. They were not sleeping. I don't know why, but my spirit was getting out of my body. I could literally feel like I am dying, and they were just there staring at me, not saying anything to me. And then when my spirit was getting out, I had a thought of praying, and I started praying in my heart. I was just calling, simple words. I was just saying, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Jesus, Holy Spirit. And when I was saying that in my heart, I regained my strength. And the whole family, Lizzie's family, her mother and her two sisters, they got really mad. And then they did a circle. It was around 12 that time. They did a 12 p.m. 12 a.m. I mean, they did a circle, and they said to me, get inside the circle, we want to pray for you. And then I refused. I told them I'm not in the mood, I don't want to pray. And then they left me. They went to the other room. Their room is divided with curtain. They live in the shack, which is divided by curtain inside. They went to the other side, and when I look, I saw Lizzie's mother holding my clothes. I don't know what she was doing with my clothes, but she went to the other side with my clothes. And then at that time, the thoughts came to my mind, like that thought said to me, you need to run away. If you don't run away, they're gonna kill you. And then I got out, and then I climbed the fence, and then I ran to the nearest tavern. When I climbed the fence, I left my phone and my slippers, and I went to the tavern with barefoot. I was barefooted, and then my aim was that I was gonna stay at the tavern until in the morning, and go to the police station and go to Lizzie's house to get my stuff and go back to rest. But it didn't happen. When Lizzie's family noticed that I'm not around, they then called their pastors, and they started looking for me. They found me at the tavern around 2:30 a.m. And when I saw the pastor's car, I ran inside the tavern. I hid myself inside the tavern, and the whole pastors got inside the tavern. I don't know what happened, but I assume that they told the pastor that I'm possessed and they want to pray for me. And then when I was hiding there, I had people screaming, like people were screaming inside the tavern. It was crowded. And next thing I heard that the music has stopped. And then I got out of where I was hiding. Immediately when I got out, they grabbed me. After grabbing me, I was screaming. I was saying, they are Satanists, they want to kill me. They are Satanists, they want to kill me. And then people were just, minding their own business. Some were threatening the pastors that they're gonna burn his car, but they did not. They then shoved me inside the car, and inside the pastor's car, and then we drove to Lizzie's house. When you got at Lizzie's house, we got out, they started praying for me. They were calling the name Jesus, but I think when they were praying, they were trying to take out my soul. But at that time, my soul was not getting out. I don't know why. Maybe Jesus was helping me. And then by the time when they were praying for me, they were checking for something inside the car. They were checking for something. I don't know what they were checking. I couldn't see, because I couldn't see it. When I was trying to see it, the pastor would hold my head so that I can be able to see it. And then it was around 5 a.m. when the pastor said we ran out of time. It was starting to be light outside. And then by the way, when we arrived at house, they said to me, open your phone. I opened my phone, and then they called my mother. They said to my mother that I'm possessed. My mother was so scared, and she just said pray for her, and they prayed for me like that, because my mother thought they are the real pastors. By the way, their church is not a church, it's a cult. For those of you who don't know what a cult is a false church where it is created by a group of witches or people of Satanists with the aim to recruit soul or to get soul to sacrifice. So as for me, they wanted to sacrifice me through their witchcraft. And then after praying for me, they shoved me inside the shack. After shoving me inside the shack, they said to me, I am not delivered. I don't know why they said to me I'm not delivered. I didn't understand why they said that, but maybe it's because I have not fallen at church. I don't know, but I have never fallen at church. I don't know. And then I was trying to tell people, I was trying to ask for help. I was texting people. When I was texting people, they deleted my messages, but I was holding my phone with my hands. They deleted my messages, and I think when they said to me, open your phone, they hacked it. And then after that, I asked to go to the toilet. The toilet is outside. And then fortunately they agreed. I went to outside. My aim was not to go to the toilet, but was to go out and scream for help. They agreed. I went out. When I got there, I started screaming for help. I said, they want to kill me, help, they want to kill me. I was screaming, but people were minding their own business. It was in the morning, 6 a.m. People were going to work. But fortunately, a lady wearing a red dress came towards us, and she asked me a question. She was like, what's wrong, my child? And I told her that I do not trust these people. These people are gonna kill me. And then I came to this church because of Lizzie, the girl that I met at race. And but she thought I was insane. She then said, okay, I'm coming to Lizzie's house. Just wait there. And then she came to Lizzie's house. When we got there, we were trying to call my uncle. When we were trying to call my uncle, they were blocking my call. They were blocking my call, and then after an hour, they then stopped blocking my call, and my call went through. I spoke to my uncle, and then my uncle said he is coming to get me. I told my uncle where I'm at, and then he said he's coming to get me. So my uncle was on his way, and then I was there with the pastor and the pastor's wife and Lizzie's family, as well as the women who came to help me, to rescue me. And then I think around 9 a.m. my uncle called, and he said I arrived, and then the pastor and two guys who play band, one guy who played band, they went to get my uncle. And I was so scared. I was thinking that they were gonna kill my uncle. I was so scared. Then I was left there with the pastor's wife and Lizzie's family, as well as the women who came to rescue me. Then the women suggested that we pray. At that time, I wasn't praying. They were praying. And then when they were busy praying, my soul almost got out. My heart was beating so fast. I stood up. I was trying to run away. When I was trying to run away, the pastor's wife laughed. And then because she knew what was going on. And then Lizzie's mother went to check on that thing they were checking earlier in the car. And she came back and she said, all along we were praying the wrong prayer. And I understood what she meant, because I could feel that my soul is out, but I was still, I was still alive, but I was weak. I was feeling empty inside. And then I stayed with that, empty spirit. Then my uncle arrived with the pastor. The pastor was following my uncle, and my uncle was with the one guy who played band. They then arrived, and then when my uncle arrived, they were trying to tell my uncle that I'm possessed, and they were trying to help me. And then I took my bag. After taking my bag, I said to my uncle, let's leave. Then we left. They didn't even finish the whole story. They didn't even finish lying to my uncle. Then we left. When I was about to leave, Lizzie's sister was trying to grab me, but her mother held her. And then we left. Me and my uncle, we left. But I had a big trauma. I had a big trauma. I was asking my uncle weird question, if trying to figure out if this is really my uncle, that is really my uncle, because I had a trauma. What I've experienced was a bizarre thing, And we was in the car, and then when we was in the car, my spirit was still weak. Then I had a thought of praying. I started praying in the car. I started praying, and then I regained my strength. Then we arrived at my uncle's house. When we arrived at my uncle's house, I started feeling pain, like my whole body was in pain. And when I look at my thigh, I had a reddish greenish bruise. I don't know what happened to me. My body was in pain. I don't know what happened, but I know those people didn't harm me physically. But I think what happened to me is that whatever they were checking earlier in the car, it was representing me. By the time my soul was out, it got inside of that thing that was representing me. So they harmed that thing. They harmed that thing that was representing me, and it was automatically harming me. So I had a big bruise, and my body was in pain. Those people, they are the ones who harmed me. They are the one who, created those bruises, So they were practicing voodoo witchcraft on me, those people. And what I can advise you guys is that if you are a student, you are studying somewhere, because nowadays there are so many false churches, which are ran by people who practice witchcraft and people who are Satanists, who strongly believe that if they kill someone, they gain some sort of wealth. So, and then, do not trust anybody. Do not sleep at somebody's house, because you could be putting your life at danger. Because of my experience now, I have a strong relationship with Jesus. I believe that Jesus really exists. I used to have a doubt, but now I know, because he helped me. When I was calling for him for him to restore my soul, he answered me. I regained my strength. I regained my soul, So Jesus is, is alive, and Jesus is real. Also, Satan is real, but Satan is not powerful than God. God is powerful, and we should pray all the time. Even me, my prayer now, it's stronger. I pray all the time, and but I still have trauma. I'm still healing from what happened. But what my advice to you is that you need to pray and just know that Jesus really exists, and Jesus is powerful than Satan. Hi, my name is Mogau, and I have been through the most.